And now, our feature presentation.
To infinity and beyond!
My name's Bond. James Bond.
That'll do, Piggy.
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
Show you with the box. Who's in the box?
Damn! Ew! Get off of me! Ugh, I'm in.
A lot of people go to college for 7 years.
I know. They're called doctors.
Houston, we have a problem.
Why is it not working? There we go. It's on.
It's bad boys.
Bad boys. What you gonna do?
What you gonna do when they come for you?
Bad.
That's us.
That's us. We're the bad boys. I'm an okay boy, but you're a bad boy.
You got me with that.
Cut you deep. Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of 52/1995, your live movie conversation podcast where we dive deep into the movies of 1995. Why, you may ask? Because it's been 30 years and I needed something to do. So I am your host, Cody, and I'm thrilled to be joined by my fantastic co-host, who you may see, pretty soon on upcoming episodes. But Joseph, welcome in, Joseph.
Thanks for having me, as always.
As always.
And as always, what's on your VCR?
What's on my VCR? That's a great. Thank you for asking the important, hard-hitting question. I don't own. I do not have Bad Boys on VHS, so I went with the second best thing that I could do, which is Men in Black, which I do own on VHS. So that's the best I could do.
I'll allow it.
Thank you. Allow it. If you're tuning in for the first time, we're glad that you're here every week, 52 of them to be exact. That's how many weeks are in a year. We explore a different film from the year 1995. It could be an action-packed thriller, or it could be a sweeping romantic epic. Who knows what it's going to be? It could be a hit. It could be a bomb. We talk about them all. But the main part is that we dive into this year's important releases, talk about them in detail, and then chat with my guests about their thoughts and experiences with this movie, and maybe find out what they're watching at the end of this and see if there's anything good that we need to check out. Typically, we do this in themes, so I like to do monthly themes. Sometimes I'll split up the month if I can't come up with a good enough reason for some of the movies that we're watching. But this month, May is kind of the symbol for blockbusters. Like, that's the time when they start putting out all the blockbuster films throughout the rest of the summer. And these movies are pretty much blockbusters. They're all going to be action. And our theme is called Explosives and Expletives. And today's movie of choice is Bad Boys. So before we jump into this Bad Boys movie, let me ask my guest a question here. You ever seen Bad Boys 2?
You ain't seen Bad Boys 2? I've seen them all.
You've seen all four?
Yeah, even the most recent one. I saw it in theaters.
I don't think I've seen any of the last two. I was going to. Now that I've watched this one, I'm like, well, now I should just complete the quadrilogy here and
get back in there. Yeah,
get back in there. Which one's your favorite?
Number two.
Number two. I mean, you ain't seen.
I mean, it's a joke, but it's not. It's the best one.
It's the best one. And there's probably some reason for that, and we'll get into that. But have you seen? When do you think you saw this movie first?
It's a good. I don't even know. I have no memory of like first watch. It's probably something caught on like cable edited version somewhere along the road in like maybe teenage or early adult years. The first memorable watch was when the fourth one came out in theaters. I went back through and like saw the other three. So
yeah. So this one's probably pretty fresh on your mind because didn't that just come out like last year?
Yeah, it was either last year or year before, so it's fairly fresh. Yeah,
and I'm mad because of the way they titled it.
What do you mean?
Because Bad Boys. What is it? Is it Bad Boys for Life is number 3?
Oh,
And
you're talking about the missed opportunity.
Life. Yeah, it's for life. Maybe they didn't know they were going to do a 4th one at that point. But they could have done like Bad Boys, What You Gotta Do. They could have, and then Bad Boys for Life is the 4th one. Missed
Ruined.
opportunity. Missed opportunity.
Yeah, I think it was probably supposed to be a trilogy, and then they were like, see if we can get some more milk out of this cow 10 years later or whatever it was.
Let's just milk it. I don't know when they were so spread. I feel like they were so spread out because this is 95. Bad Boys 2. What do we got? Like 2002, something like that.
So I'd be interested to know. Hit us with the timeline.
Hit us with the timeline here. 2003, Bad Boys 2. Signature. And then let's see what else we've got here. Bad Boys for Life, 2020. And then Bad Boys Ride or Die. Bad Boys, Ride or Die, 2024. So it did just come out last year.
Last year, okay.
Yeah.
So that's weird that's the closest to, or the tail end there.
Yeah. And the last 2, I don't believe, were directed by Michael Bay. I think the first 2 were directed by Michael Bay, which is interesting too. It was 2 new directors for the more recent ones. I'm excited. I want to watch them. This has kind of prompted me to watch the rest of them. I love a good action movie. They're usually not at the top of my list of things that I'm like, that was awesome, but they're fun. They're fun to watch.
I love a buddy cop movie. I really do.
I do. So, okay. I mean, we're going to get into it. Let's just wait.
We'll get into it.
We'll get into it because we might go through all the rest of this quickly and then we'll just have a conversation. All right. So this movie is called Bad Boys. It came out April 7th, 1995. It is directed by Michael Bay. I will note this is Michael Bay's very first film, which surprised me. I didn't know he started with Bad Boys. That's interesting. It was written by Michael Berry, Jim Mulholland, and Doug Richardson. We'll get more into the script a little bit later. It stars Martin Lawrence as Marcus Burnett, Will Smith as Mike Lowry, Taya Leone as Julie Mott, Checky, I think that Checky Cario as Fouché, the villain in this. Teresa Randall as Teresa Burnett. Didn't change much name there. Joey Pants himself, Joe Pantoliano as the captain. Marg Helgenberger of CSI fame as Captain Allison Sinclair of Internal Affairs. And then we've got some other people kind of spread out throughout this movie, people that you've seen before. Nestor Serrano has come up a few. Michael Imperioli, who plays JoJo, our tire boy. We've got Kevin Corrigan, you've seen in tons of movies. John Sally, who was an NBA player, making his transition into some acting. He's in this. And then 90s guy that is in every movie that we've watched, Kim Coates. I believe he's been in 2 other movies. I know he's been in at least 2 movies that we've watched this year, which is crazy. He was in Waterworld, and I'm gonna look up it's crazy that this guy isn't as much as he is like in the 90s, specifically while we're watching him. I'm going to go through and just say all the things that we've seen him in. So let's see here. We first saw him on the 52 universe in The Client. He has a giant mole on his head in that movie. So I guess that's the first time we see him. And then Bad Boys, Waterworld. Let's see if he's got anything else in 95. I guess that's it. I could have sworn he was in something else. Oh, man, that one's going to bug me. I'm a little upset because he wasn't even credited in this movie.
Right. He just popped up.
Maybe I'm just thinking of how crazy he was in Waterworld, because that was a crazy role.
I really did think there was something else too, though.
I'll IMDb, or maybe I'll Letterbox sometimes.
Stick the chat on it.
Stick the chat on it? Okay.
Yeah, chat.
You're in charge. You're in charge, chat. Figure it out. Yeah, so Kim Coates, we've seen him a lot. I'm glad that you knew who I was talking about with Kim Coates.
Yeah.
He is in everything. I thought he might have been in Braveheart or something like that, but he's not. All right, the synopsis for this movie: Miami-Dade detectives Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett blow a fuse when $100 million worth of heroin they recently confiscated is heisted from station headquarters. Suspecting it was an inside job, Internal Affairs gives them 5 days to track down the drugs before they shut down the narcotics division. And action meets farce when Marcus is compelled to masquerade as his partner in order to gain the trust of a call girl. I don't think she was a call girl. Played by Taya Leone, a key witness in their investigation. Now, this might shock some people out there. This movie had a budget of anywhere from $19 million to $23 million.
Wow.
Does that seem low?
That's modest. I saw some real explosives there that would make me think otherwise.
Like the only thing I can think is getting Will Smith in this and getting Martin Lawrence in this instead of some of the other people that they were looking for might have lowered that price a lot. First time director with Michael Bay, not getting a lot of money there. And like, I'll go ahead and talk about it. Michael Bay hated the script for this movie. And so he encouraged Will Smith and Martin Lawrence to improv as much as possible, especially within their conversations, because they couldn't get a script rewrite because they were only given $10,000 to get a rewrite for the script, which apparently is very, very low back then to get a script rewritten. So they just said, screw that, and we're just going to improv as much as we can. Interesting. So I thought that was really low for the budget, especially with what they do in like 2 at least. 2 goes hard. But this movie had a box office return, so it was a super success of $141 million. So did pretty good.
There's a blockbuster.
That's a blockbuster for you. I don't know how long it was in there. I don't even know where this I didn't do my due diligence, and somebody should really, get on me about that. Get
flaming with the emotes.
But now I'm curious to look at this year and where this ranked among the like top 10, or let's see here, in-year releases. Let's see where we got. I'm not even seeing it on here.
Wow.
And like they have it as 27th
of the year.
That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right.
I mean, I know we got some bangers, but
I mean, we've still got some bangers coming up. Maybe it was maybe that 141 is globally. That's the only thing I can think.
Maybe
because sometimes when I get the budgets, they're not always correct. So I do anticipate that this movie made a lot of money.
Yeah, regardless. With a budget like that, they had to.
Yeah. Now, did critics like it? Not so much. Rotten Tomatoes has this movie at a 44%, which is the lowest of the 3 services that I look at. IMDb and Letterboxd are both user-based services, so they're going to give you the real deal about what the real people are saying about this, or just movie boys for the most part. IMDb has this at a 6.8, and Letterboxd has this at a 3.2. Roger Ebert himself gave it 2 out of 4 stars. He said, Bad Boys tries with all the energy at its command to redeem an exhausted story with sheer technique. This movie is so good looking, it deserves a decent screenplay instead of one more lope down memory lane. The movie gives us a Miami filled with midnight glitz, shot with the flair of a fashion photographer, backlit monochrome tilt shots and all. It has relentless editing, slick action sequences, and blows up stuff real good.
Yeah, that's an action movie. Ever heard of it? What's your deal?
Karen James of the New York Times, liked it, and I think actually knew what she was getting into with it. She said this film isn't aiming for high-tone drama, just high-energy entertainment, which is what it delivers. This movie did spawn 3 sequels, as we talked about earlier: Bad Boys 2, Bad Boys for Life, and Bad Boys Ride or Die. So those movies over the last 30 years. I mean, 20. Yeah, they took some breaks in between, but they figured
It's no
it out.
Mission Impossible, where they
It's
crank
no
out 8
Mission
in 30
Impossible.
years.
Man, did you see the new Mission Impossible? Of course you did. Why would I even ask?
Yeah,
Why would I ask? I want to because I gotta know. I gotta know how it ends.
You got to know. And I think you like it.
Do they pull a No Time to Die?
No spoilers on this.
No
pod,
spoilers. No spoilers.
Ooh, I've hurt him.
Tell me now. All right, let's talk about this movie. What are some standout scenes that make this movie stand out, more memorable?
I think this did feel like a fairly like. Roger's right. There are a lot of like editing, quick moving things, but there were also like a lot of like defined scenes. I feel like maybe more so than a lot of the movies that we talk about. But the first one for me was just the heist, like
The drug heist.
Yeah, the setup, how it all went down.
Yeah, let's talk about the drug heist.
well, first of all, I just want I want to be part of a heist that has like a coaster that you can ride at the end.
Okay, that's what I want to talk about.
Like, I want one of those.
What? Why? I mean,
what?
I mean, for our purposes, heck yes. Like, that's the way I want to heist something. I don't want to like lug it back and forth through a tunnel. I want to build a roller coaster in a tunnel and let it do all the work for me.
And then ride it out of there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's the best.
Ride it out of
there. The best size you could imagine.
They're right. This movie is not well written at all. Because like even from the beginning, I'm so confused. That one guy's in the back of the truck and he's like, hey, I'm the decoy, right? Hey. And they're like, yeah, you are. And then they just shoot him and he dies. And then they call in an officer down because that pulls everybody from the Miami Police Department.
Yes.
Because a cop's been downed
or
killed.
They're family, bro. They're blood. Like,
I mean,
everybody's coming out.
I know a cop, but I also know a police station isn't gonna like say, nah.
No, they empty out, bro. Like, this is the 90s. They empty out.
They're gonna find that cop killer.
Yeah.
They're gonna find Ice-T and say, you're not in this movie.
You're not in this. Yeah, to your point, there is a lot of plot that does not make sense if you think about it.
I was about to say, honestly, I was surprised on this rewatch of like having to actually sit down and think about this movie.
Don't do it.
It will ruin it. Like, if I wasn't so sure that I liked these movies, I would be like, what is going on here? Why? There's so many WTFs in this movie. And they're not like the usual WTF. They're actually like plot point stuff where I'm like, huh? Like, what is this? And one thing I'll say, and it starts with this little heist scene, is now thinking back, now I can see why there isn't much budget to this movie. Because we do see explosives, but we don't see like True Lies level explosives. And like the gunfight scenes or little scene, like they're really small. Like the club scene later is actually pretty contained. This scene is pretty contained. Like,
the only real like big scene action wise is, I feel like, at the very end, like the hangar.
The hangar is pretty big. Like,
there's actually like a big explosion there. I think like
you got the bridge is the explosion.
Yeah.
With the truck, and then this, and those aren't really. I mean, they're big. They're big. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, it's not, which makes this more impressive, I think.
Yeah. Michael came in and he did a lot with a little, it seems like.
And he established every Michael Bay-ism that exists.
Yeah. And that's why I'm thinking about the rest of his career. Like, this is why he turned into what he did, because he took this tiny budget and was like, this is what I can do.
What movie did this, if you can think back to some of the Michael Bay movies that you've seen, what movie did this remind, like, other than Bad Boys 2? Did this remind you of anything, like, any of the other ones? Because it did me, like, one
Not
and
like glaringly. What do you have?
it just, like, it looked and felt so much like Con Air.
Oh, okay.
There are, like, these sequence, and I think it's because of, like, the Miami, like, he shoots everything so brown in this movie, like, it's almost like sepia toned at parts, like, especially toward the end. It's so brown, and Con Air is so brown, especially when they're at, like, that junkyard scene, where they land the airplane, and I don't even remember what it is. It's like an old airfield, but that's what this reminded me of a lot, was Con Air. Even the music reminded me of Con Air. Is it? And its bizarre plot reminds me a lot of Con Air. He did.
Yeah.
Does he get better? I don't know. Who knows? What are you drinking?
He gets more toys to work with.
He does get more toys. I do think his script, he chooses his scripts a little bit better too. Like, I'm not saying they're amazing scripts or anything, but some of them make a little bit more sense.
Yeah. And I don't think he's like to the point of like big action movies. Like, I don't think he's super concerned with like full script continuity, no plot holes. Like, I don't think he cares enough about that, which is fine. Like, just do your thing, make the action, bring the energy, and like people will have a good time.
It's
That's what I
crazy.
mean.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to think of some of the other movies. Like, yeah, they all have these big glaring plot holes in them now that I'm looking at all of them. Pain and Gain. Do you remember that movie?
I don't.
It's like I feel like it's the movie of his that has the most plot in it. And least amount of action. It's got The Rock, it's got Mark Wahlberg and Anthony Mackie in it.
What?
Yeah.
Is this recent or is this old?
It's like 2013, 14, somewhere in there.
Huh.
But it's like those three guys kidnap and murder a guy on accident and then try and get away with it. They're all like these bodybuilders too, and they're all so stupid too. And they play up in it. At one point, like The Rock is like barbecuing a guy's hand because he's like so doped out of his mind. It's crazy, but I think it's actually decent.
Sounds interesting. Yeah.
I think it's actually pretty decent. So do check out. I think, yeah, check out Pain.
Is that his outlier from his filmography?
I mean, The Island is kind of an outlier. Did you ever see that one?
Island, okay, yeah. It's pretty good.
It's like his most sci-fi or weird. Well, I guess Transformers, any of the Transformers.
Yeah, movies. But that's like adapted is the word I'm looking for.
I heard Ambulance was good. I've never seen Ambulance.
Is that a recent one?
That's the Jake Gyllenhaal one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. I mean, it's
and I actually really liked Six Underground, the Netflix movie.
Didn't see that one.
Ryan Reynolds, which, you know, love him or hate him, he's in there. But yeah, there are like it's like a 6-person team, and they're gonna do a heist kind of thing.
Underground heist?
Yeah, Underground heist. Which is Six Underground is also a song from the 90s. I think it's a song. Yeah. Is
it in the movie?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Seems like a missed opportunity.
It does seem like a missed opportunity.
Like your For Life argument. Bad Boys for Life. For hello, people.
Life.
There's less of an excuse. See, I thought there was a bigger gap between 3 and 4. There's less of an excuse than I thought.
Yeah.
I should have thought that out.
You know, when you make this movie in 2020 or whatever, especially 2020, that it's going to do something. Like, people are going to like it enough to where you're probably going to try and get these guys to come back.
One more time, at least.
Just for one more heist. Let's get the band back together. All right. Drugs. They're stolen.
Drugs. Oh, yeah. There's a movie here that happened.
There's a movie. Drugs are stolen.
Yeah. And we ride the coaster out of there. The next, I guess, scene for me was like when we meet Julie and go to the party
Like
with Max.
with Eddie
And then-
Dominguez.
yeah, yeah, big party. Lot of party people there.
So okay, here. Let's stop here. So we meet Julie, who's going to be our other, protagonist in this movie, the person
Yes.
that we're trying to save the whole time, and she is an out of work photographer staying with her friend Max, who runs a gym, but Max is also a call girl.
She's hustling, man. Like, what do you mean?
Hey, get that bread.
Yeah,
Get that
she's
bread.
jacked.
She
And-
is jacked.
I didn't cry in the movie at all, but definitely the saddest part of the whole movie for me, which I didn't even remember from just watching it a few years ago, was like how quickly she died.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh man,
She
wish
was
she would've
supposed to.
stuck around.
Yeah, she could have been a good girl for
yeah, she was great. She was lovely. She was sassy.
Mike
Like,
Lowry.
yeah, Mike Lowry.
Mike Lowry.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would love to have had them traded roles. Taya Leone she was fine, but I wish if they could have flip flopped and she would have been around for the whole movie and Taya Leone would have died.
How crazy is it that Taya Leone has the career that she has because of this movie? That's the thing that's crazy to me.
She wasn't super great in this, in my opinion.
That's what I'm saying. Like she's been better. Like
yeah, I've seen her.
I
I've seen
don't
her
know
in
how
stuff
I
that she-
feel about Taya Leone, to be
Not-
honest with you.
She's not fantastic, but she has definitely been in stuff where she is way better than this,
Yeah,
which is fair. 'Cause
I agree.
That's how it works. You get better, hopefully, as it goes on.
You would hope, but like, yeah, this
She's
is
great.
the thing that like everybody was like Taya Leone, the new it girl, and so they just start putting her in
From
stuff
this. Yikes.
from this movie. They're like, she's the breakout. She's awesome in this movie. She could have been funnier in this movie. I think give her some more
Yeah.
funny stuff.
Yeah.
Plot
Give me
hole.
Max instead.
Give me Max instead.
Yeah.
LBH. Let's be honest.
I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this out here. Side note, I was impressed enough with like Max and thought she was lovely enough that I was like, has she been in anything else? Not really, but I did see one thing in the very short list on IMDb, a movie called Repligator.
Is that on Tubi?
I don't know.
Is it my first?
I didn't dig anymore. I saw the poster, if you will, for the movie. Didn't read the blurb or anything, but just based on the poster, I'm in. I'm interested.
Oh my
Repligator.
God.
So if you want more of Max, all you people out there, Repligator is your next assignment.
Oh, the cover of this thing is
I'm so glad you looked it up immediately.
Repligator is. I'm watching that. That's
next on my list,
on the
yeah.
list. That's on the
Very sure.
next edition of To Be or Not to Be.
Repligator.
Or I can wait and watch it with some friends.
Ooh.
Zombie.
Or you
too?
could watch it, pretend like you didn't watch it, and then like when you watch it with your friends, like you'll have a leg up.
Maybe. But who knows when I'll get to see my friends ever again. One day, hopefully. Yeah, that's what Max and Eddie both get shot. Gone too soon, Max. and then
sorry, Matt. I thought you were talking about Eddie. Sorry. Eddie. Yeah.
Eddie. Julie sees the whole thing go down. And there's a lot of editing in this scene too. A lot of like there's lots of slow-mo in here. There's because Fouché, the big bad guy of this, walks in. He's like, "Hey, you're supposed to invite me to your parties." Yeah, just shoots up everybody, doesn't care at all. And so now we have the missing witness who leads to the rest of our movie. And
Yes.
our two main characters are having to protect her. So what's your next scene? I
Good
mean, is there
synopsis.
anything else in this scene?
I think my biggest WTF moment was definitely like the end of this scene, the high dive, um, how she like escaped by.
Oh, just jump. I forgot all about it.
That jump to the pool and just being like completely fine. I was like,
And like they were like, I got her. And then they see her. She's in
she
a
got away.
pool.
Don't shoot anymore. Like,
She's in a pool, so it's gonna take her a little bit. And she just like that's got to be shocking. That I mean, her legs might be broken or something.
face might be busted.
Yeah, like
something.
that's a high dive into a small pool. But no, she gets away somehow.
She's just they're just like looking at her swim away in the pool, like, thought we got her. Dang.
That's what I'm saying though. Like
Boss not gonna like that.
you're you're gonna see like the more I think about it and the fact that this was such a low budget, I'm like, yeah, it was like that rooftop, and then they're looking down at nothing. That is totally a studio. And then you
Right.
just see the one scene where she's in the pool. You don't get too much else from that.
It did seem like, which added to my feeling of like, okay, this is too much. It did seem like they did like a camera like from her point of view, like down to the pool at some point. Like I think before she jumped. And even when they did that, like it looked like the camera was gonna hit the edge of the pool. And so I'm like, oh,
there's no way she makes it.
She's cracking her neck on the side of this pool. And that's it.
This is another True Lies? Does the horse make the jump? You know,
we all know she makes the jump.
She doesn't jump. She doesn't jump at all. Oh, my bad. Oh, Leone makes the jump. She's no horse.
She's no horse.
But she definitely makes the jump and survives.
Yeah.
And
no
so
problem.
what do you got next?
After that, I kind of just like grouped all the like trading places bit that started. But I feel like the main like crux of that was in the gym when they're talking with Captain, and like Marcus has already had to like be Mike and like get her to Mike's apartment, but Mike doesn't know yet until that moment. And like Captain's like explaining all this, giving him orders about like, oh, we gotta protect her, like you gotta keep being Mike, while he's like trying to like hit some jump shots. It was so funny. That was my favorite scene in the whole movie. And he's like making comments like, oh, I was hitting them all before you guys showed up. And missing everything.
The basketball thing was great. And like there are so many plot holes.
Oh, also, like he's got a cigar in his mouth the whole time.
The whole time. I didn't even notice he had it until the end when he misses the last shot. Just big old stogie in there, which is incredible. It's like that time I saw the lady riding down my street on a bird scooter, just ciggin in hand, just bird scooting away.
Dream.
That was awesome. You got to be talented to do that. Like,
yeah. Or crazy.
I mean, she might have bit. You hit one rock, you're gone. You don't even have to worry about that cigarette. No, I liked all I mean, honestly, my favorite parts of this movie are anytime that they're on screen together. I think, like, I did not run after her, Chad. I'm very sorry. I did not run after it. No, that would have been my second attempt. I don't know if I told you this, and chat can skewer me. But something happened in my life where I was traveling. I've been traveling, the last few weeks or whatever, but I was just traveling for work, and I was in the airport, and I was going up. I was getting ready to go up an escalator to get to my gate or whatever, and there was an older woman, probably 50 feet in front of me, but she's already on the escalator. She's got
Mhm.
2 huge bags, and she just falls completely backward.
Down the escalator?
Yes. Like, I mean, it comically so that it's just like like straight
Oh, no.
back, and she is just screaming on her back, like going up the escalator, and me and this other guy are at the bottom of the escalator, not yet on the escalator, not doing anything at all.
Oh my gosh.
And the other guy that's with me says, if you let your bag go, we'll catch it. And then she's just screaming like, ah, ah, ah. She makes it to the top of the escalator, and somebody up there helps her
Did she just
up.
like roll off at the top?
Yeah, she gets up to the top, and somebody helps her up there. And me and this other guy are just like casually riding the escalator up, like, oh, we're on our way to help you.
I didn't just see that. Hmm.
Yeah, so I'm not a bad boy at all.
All that to say,
All that to
you,
say, I'm
you ain't
not
out there
very.
rescuing anybody, huh?
No, not at all. But yeah, I didn't
That's
tell you
fair.
that. I'm very
You
sorry.
didn't. That was a lot. I love it. I love learning about it here. It's great.
Live in front, so everybody can see your reaction
In front of the studio audience.
in front of our studio audience here.
Man.
I have some problems with some of the Mike being, or the Marcus being. I'm not a bad boy. Put that on a shirt. Yeah, I put that. I'm not a bad boy. I people don't get that enough by my face, just looking at me and being like, "That's not a bad boy."
No, you look like a bad boy.
You think?
Yeah.
You look like a bad boy.
No. I
This
look
is
like an
all
okay
game.
boy.
No, you're not an okay boy.
All right.
Not anymore. The
Agree to
okay boys.
disagree.
The okay boys are retired.
Are they?
They are.
I don't know. I've seen 4 movies happen in 30 years. Anything can happen at this
Anything
point.
could happen. The okay boys could come back. What I was gonna say, I have some problems with the Mike and Marcus switching stuff. Again, plot wise, it makes 0 sense for this to continue. And I honestly, it would have been here's me fixing a movie that doesn't need fixed, you know. But like, I wonder if there are some missing scenes about Taya Leone just messing with him, because she knows that this. Yeah, once she's met the real Mike Lowry, like it would have been kind of funny to have her mess with him a little bit, like Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that. I think that could have fit well.
because she knew by the time his wife gets there.
Oh yeah, Teresa showed up and she was like, "Yeah, I knew that."
Yeah, I knew that.
Thanks for confirming.
Yeah. So my next scene, I wait until Club Hell, I guess, is my next scene.
Yeah.
Which is just the shootout, and for some reason, Taya Leone gets it in her mind to go after the one guy that she recognized from his mugshot, and she's like, Club Hell, that's where I'm going, because that's where they're gonna be, that's where they hang out or whatever, and just takes a gun and is like crazy and going there. Like,
yeah, found a gun in Mike's apartment, I guess, that was just like unsecured.
I mean, he lives alone.
He's a cop.
Yeah.
We don't have to dwell on
that's just fair, bro. You gotta have that ready.
Okay, so yeah, just
well, you got Chet the doorman just letting anybody in.
I don't know. I'm gonna vouch for Chet. I like Chet. I feel like he did his thing. He tried to like still be the bouncer, but like be on Marcus's side, you know, like I like Chet.
Yeah, I figure.
He's not letting anybody in. He's not.
Chet, what a guy. We love Chet. We do need more Chet. I like the Club Hell scene. I think it's got some really cool stuff in it. Well, for Marcus anyway, because Marcus
The
gets
bathroom fight?
the bathroom fight scene's pretty dope.
It's good.
Because he comes out hard. He's like, "Hey, motherfucker," and then gets bagged immediately.
Oh gosh,
Um,
and you knew it. Even if you've never seen the movie before, you knew the guy standing next to him was trouble.
Yeah, he
Like,
stood too close to him. He needed to
yeah,
be a couple
this-
more down. You go one more down.
Male rules. Yeah, if he came that close to you, you don't just like, "What's up, man?" No, alarm bells should be ringing.
Which is a thing. You don't talk to. I've seen this on a podcast or something recently. Somebody asking like, guys, do you talk to other guys in the bathroom? And the answer is no.
I think there's a very particular type of guy that it's always a yes. I think that's also a very small percentage of the male population. I don't know that Marcus would have fit that mold.
I don't talk to. No, I don't think so. I don't talk to anybody when I go to a bathroom, public.
I know people that, for better or for worse, if someone said, "Do they talk to people in the bathroom?" I would say confidently, like 100%, probably every time.
I had a boss that would talk to me every time I went into the bathroom. He wasn't even my boss. He was just an old man that worked at the same place I did. He was probably in his 70s. And every time I was in the bathroom, that guy talked to me, like full on conversation. Now, this guy also took meetings on the toilet, door open.
Oh, I don't like that.
Door open, meeting. I walk in, I say, "Whoa.
What's the significance of the door open? Why?
I don't know why. He just shat with the door open
During a meeting.
In public, in a public area where multiple people. Yeah, this guy was not my favorite. He's other things. He's racist. 2, he walked in on me on the shower when we were on a trip. We were on a work trip. I had to room with this guy. I don't know if I was being punished or what. But anyway, this guy had several things. Walked in on me on the shower. Dropped his pants right in front of me. Now, this is getting weird. I know. We're getting a lot of stories today.
We are getting.
Dropped his pants, like talking to me. I'm reading a newspaper because this is how awkward this is. I am just in a chair hiding from this man who just dropped his drawers in front of me. And then also went on to tell me, he's like, "Hey, you're fat, man. I know. I saw you in the shower." And I was like, "All right, we're good. We're done. This is it for me."
Listen here, bitch.
Listen here,
mother bitch.
Please get away from me.
Yeah.
He actually
Is he still alive, or did you kill him?
I wonder if he is still alive. He got banned from a restaurant where I worked because he was racist.
Good.
He was, yeah, it's crazy.
Sounds like it tracks perfectly with everything else that I'm hearing.
Yeah. But going back to Club Hell, you don't talk to anybody.
He's banned from Club Hell.
He is definitely banned from Club Hell. And you don't talk to people in the bathroom.
Yeah, not if you're normal. Which Marcus initiated the talking.
He did.
But if somebody rolls upon you and doesn't follow the rules, like it may have just been like a defense mechanism. Like, oh, this is a nice way of me saying, "Why are you so close to me?"
Yeah. Did you know that? I mean, obviously we know that guy is gonna hurt him or is gonna punch him. The guy that stands next to him. Did we see him?
I don't think we've seen him before to that point, though. So it was like a little bit hidden. Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if that guy's a bad guy or not, but he's gonna bust this other guy who's getting ready to knife him. Pulls a gun on him, gets the bag over his head. One thing, whenever somebody gets a bag over their head in movies, why doesn't I've never been in that situation. Next time we're in the same area, I want you to try it on me. I want you to bag me. Put a bag over my head because I want to know how I react. Because the first thing that I'm thinking I do whenever somebody puts a bag over my head is like, to not this, but like
Poke a hole.
poke a hole as quickly as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
But
that does seem like a
obviously,
pretty intuitive out. I will say, bag over the head in like film is very very chaotic, very stressful. Like I always like think I know like okay, this is Martin Lawrence is not probably doing this most likely. Like this is a stunt actor or anything, but it's still just like it makes me uneasy anytime I see somebody like bag over the head. I'm just like.
yeah,
Somebody might have really had to do that in some capacity. I don't know. It's
you might have a phobia.
yeah. I don't
That's
like it.
interesting. Okay. There's a website
like
for
it at
that.
all.
You can check it out. That's a trigger for you.
I don't.
It's
I also probably shouldn't put that out to the world, but
I mean,
I'll bring
we're
your
gonna
bag
try it.
and like we'll fight about it.
We're gonna try it next time we see each other because you trust me, right?
Enough.
Club Hell.
Club Hell, Cody's new place when I show up the next time.
Throws him through the fight leads into the aquarium there. So all those poor little
He loves
fish.
the water.
The fish. Maybe it will be healing if he bags Cody and he lives. Oh. Interesting. Maybe that's what I need. A new out. No, this is getting dark. I don't like this. This is getting too
This is
dark.
what I need for you to do for me. There's not too much trouble.
I need you to kill me, but not really. But I need to think you did. Club Hell. Okay, she misses her shot. She doesn't get taken here, does she?
No, not yet. It's when they come to
his
Mike's
apartment. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's when they get her.
Yeah.
Finally. My bad. Yeah, this is just one of the other, and then they start handcuffing her to the car like more. Because she needs to. She can't be doing stuff like this. She's really upset about Max.
Yeah. I will say somebody in that club is dead from like the way he like tackled her from taking her shot and the gun still went off. Somebody in that club is dead.
Somebody is dead. Because I think he threw her hand down. Like,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure
the gun still went off. Yeah. She's in the full crowd of people. Somebody's dead.
Yeah.
But we don't have to focus on that.
Somebody's dead there.
Somebody's dead. Club Hell. Shut down.
Forever. Forever. Bad Boys for Life. Club Hell for Life. Closed.
Is Club Hell in any of the other movies?
Ooh.
Chat.
You're on it. Get on it, chat. Get on it. What else you got? What other scene you got?
The only other thing I had before like the big finale was what you had just referenced so it starts with Teresa like showing up at Mike's apartment. Everybody else is there, Mike and Marcus and Julie, and she like Marcus is trying to explain the whole situation that is not what it looks like, which was pretty funny. Anytime Marcus is trying to explain something to this movie and somebody is very funny, in my opinion. Just the way he like fumbles and it's very convincing. But then like, that they're all going downstairs and of course goon squads found them and shoot out and yeah, she gets snatched.
She does get snatched, and it's so. Again, this is one of my, WTF ridiculous moments because
what I think it is. Go ahead.
It doesn't make any sense. Killer.
Ding, 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 ding.
Killer. And then also don't call the cops and be like, hey, I'm going to do this thing in 4 hours. That's how much time you have. Click. And I'm not going to kill the girl. Stay out of my way. Like, killer and do your drug deal somewhere else. Or tell them, like, I'm going to do this in 8 hours, but you're secretly going to do this in 4 hours. Like, it is.
He was touted, like, at the beginning of this movie, like, when the crime first happened, they were like, oh, somebody, like, who is really smart, like, orchestrated this? And then like as the movie goes on, you're like, this guy horrible like criminal mastermind.
Yes.
Like, what is happening?
Just left so many breadcrumbs everywhere.
Yeah.
So these are not good cops, and these are not good criminals. That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'll say.
No.
Because Mike Lowry does some things in this movie where I'm like, I don't think you can do that, man. No, you guys should be shut down. Poor JoJo.
Narcotics, bro. Like that's
They
basically
have
like
their own
a
rules.
license to kill, you know?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want if you're a narc. Like that's all that matters. Just
I guess.
I'm not in homicide. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna wherever I want.
Were the other two cops in homicide?
No,
Like
they're
they were
just back. They're just backup narcotics.
backup
officers.
narcotic. Okay,
Yeah.
that wasn't clear to me, so I was just wondering.
So this happens. Then we get the airport scene. Is that where you the big ending thing?
The big finale.
Which they take it.
Go ahead. Say it.
No, they take a garbage truck and just ram it in there instead of being like I don't know. What happened to the guys outside? Because that's why they couldn't sneak up on the bit. There were like guys, like guards outside. And so they were like, oh, this is a garbage truck with 3 guys with guns on it. We're good.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever played any of like the Hitman video games?
No. Yeah. No. Yes.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Okay. I
I
mean,
played Metal Gear Solid.
similar, but like at some point, like you understand that like you can just like change clothes or like get in a new car and like everything's good.
Oh.
Like
So they
you
didn't
would've learned
see
these
him.
things. Yeah, I mean they were in a garbage truck. They were garbage. Men.
They were garbage men, and they just
Yeah.
oh no, that is out of control. The garbage truck. Maybe I
Yeah.
should shoot him.
No, it was probably just normal garbage men. You know, like the brakes were cut or something. You know, like nothing to be suspicious about.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. Anyway, they bust in. They have their fight, their firefight. They get Taya Leone back because she's been handcuffed to a steering wheel again, and they got to get out of there because there's something explosive in. I mean, jet fuel
Ether
maybe
everywhere.
Is it still ether? Is that what it was? Is ether?
I think so. I think it was ether everywhere in the whole movie.
That was just the air they breathed was ether.
I saw so many barrels labeled ether in this movie. Like that was crazy.
Too many, and they got rid of all of them. There's no more ether on the planet because they got rid of it all in this movie. We have the firefight. Marcus gets shot protecting somebody. Mike doesn't have anything happen to him because he's Mike Lowry. Mike Lowry. They chase down the bad guy in a weird like car like chicken thing like that. They had to go through that hole that and none of them could have turned at any.
No. It was the only way, you know.
The bad guy couldn't have turned at any second. He gets in a wreck. He injures himself. He gets apprehended. Nobody checks for guns.
Classic, you know.
Classic.
I will say, I feel like that's a trope that
this movie is a trope.
Is not as successful in action movies for how much it's used.
Mm-hmm.
I want that trope to stay in like the cheesy slashers where like, oh, the bad guy's not really dead. One more like attempt, you know. I feel like it just doesn't make as much sense here. It kind of like, not saying that this movie had like a consistent tone or anything, but it just didn't. It didn't make sense. Like it didn't belong. Like y'all are cops. Like you kick away his gun and you're not gonna like check him for other weapons, and then you're just gonna like turn your back on him unless like brilliantly you're like trying to make that happen
kill him?
so you can shoot him.
So you can actually shoot him.
Kudos, I guess. But why not just shoot him?
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, that's my soapbox.
Hey, I'm with you on that soapbox. Anyway, they kill him because he deserves to die. He pulls a gun. But that's our movie, and that's it. That's everything about Bad Boys. So, with that being said, who's your favorite character, or are there some scene stealers for you?
Well, we've already mentioned one of my honoraries is definitely Chet. I liked Chet a lot. I thought he was like really kind of that dorky guy that like wants to be on the team and do whatever like he's told to be a deputy. I think is what he said at some point in the movie. Like, you're my deputy.
Yeah, you're my
And he was like,
deputy.
yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll be that. I'm part of the squad. So I liked him a lot. I do think Captain Howard's my number one scene stealer. I was just laughing every time he was talking.
So
he's such a good yeller, you know?
He is good. I like him in, I think you and I did The Fugitive, didn't we?
Yeah. What was that mean you?
I don't remember.
Yes, because I kept talking up U.S. Marshals a lot, I think.
Oh, yeah. We love Tommy Lee. We love Tommy Lee.
We love Tommy Lee. We love U.S. Marshals.
But Joe Pantoliano's in that movie too, and he's great in that movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I like him.
I think, if I remember right, he's in all 4 movies as well.
I think it isn't in the last one, like that. The plot point is like that they frame him, like he gets framed and he dies, right? Like that's the whole point of the movie. Is that he gets?
I don't know. That was too recent to.
I'll have to
really say.
Spoiler free over here.
No, I think you're right. I think that, as I'm thinking about it, I think that
that's like
he is in all 4 of them, but not in all 4.
Right, yeah. He's a bad boy for life.
Yeah, he's
but
great.
Not a bad boy ride or die.
He's very funny.
He definitely does the die part in the ride or die. Got him. I think I heard that somewhere. I don't know.
He hasn't even seen it, Chad. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Fake spoilers. Fake spoilers.
I was a big fan of. I love the Chief, but I was a big fan of Sanchez and Ruiz.
The 2 other guys, they were good.
Are they in the other movies?
I don't know.
This is important information.
I actually can't even remember if they're in the second one.
That's what I'm looking up right now. Because I liked them. I liked them a lot.
Good, yeah. And for like people that had so little screen time, they were good.
They were funny. It seemed like they liked each other, but they also didn't like each other.
They're kind of like the buddy cop, like backup. Like,
yeah,
if something goes wrong with Mike and Marcus, like they're just gonna step right up and like we'll do the rest of the movie, you guys.
They should have been in more movies. That's all I'm having to say. If they weren't in, they should have been a fixture in 2 and 3 and 4, like unless they died in in the line of duty. Because they're like the bad boys and a half.
Yeah.
But I like them. They have some good. They have some, because I like that they made fun of each other. But then at the end of the movie, when they're like, "Hey, do you want to almost die at something?" and they're like, "Yep, I'm game. Let's go." And so they recruit them to help them out. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
So I like them.
My only other honorable mention, the store clerk.
Oh yeah, mother bitches. Freeze, mother bitches.
One of my favorite like string of like curse words that oh no, we might have lost our host.
We're good. We're here.
Oh, we're good. Well, you just wanted to switch spots, man. If you wanted bottom bunk, just say so.
I don't know what happened. I'm losing my internet. Must be crapping out. That's okay. You took care of it while I was gone.
Yeah. We talked about so many things while you were gone. Crazy. You can go back and watch the tape.
Who else was I wanting to say? I liked the very brief in this, but the guy who ends up cracking getting into the computer system to find out about the one woman how it was an inside job.
Oh, is that the NBA player or?
Yeah, that's the NBA player, John
Yeah,
Sally.
yeah. He yeah, he had a good little part for how limited it was. He was funny.
You said you're going to get me out of jail, right? And he's like, yeah.
yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I got you. And I think he just meant for that day. But it's
and then he stands up and is like 3 feet taller than Martin Lawrence.
All right,
it's
so funny. All right, who do you like? Okay, I mean, did you pick a bad boy that you liked better than the other?
I did.
Me too.
I'm a Marcus guy.
I'm a Marcus guy. I love Martin Lawrence.
He's very funny. And no disrespect to Mike. And, I think Mike's character in the following movies gets a little bit better.
I was about to say, I think Mike in at least Bad Boys 2 because I haven't seen the other two, but I like Mike in Bad Boys 2 because he has that that extra storyline. That's really interesting. So I like Mike in that movie. But Marcus is great.
He's so good in this. I really, man, I was at least big smiling in almost all of his scenes, even if he didn't make me full on laugh. So
one thing I'll say is I believe Martin Lawrence could be a cop. Whereas if you throw somebody in this movie like let's say future casting or whatever, like a Kevin Hart in this, it just doesn't work. And
Kevin Hart's done a cop movie, hasn't he?
He has. He's done 2 of them, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
What is it called? It's not Ride Along, is it?
Maybe.
That's a different one.
Okay.
But anyway, Kevin Hart, I don't believe Kevin Hart is because I would say Kevin Hart's kind of like the Martin Lawrence of today, maybe.
Yeah, I like that.
He's kind of small, but Kevin Hart is tiny.
Yeah, Kevin Hart's real small.
He's a real small guy. But I wouldn't believe him as I can believe that Marcus in this movie is respected as a cop. Maybe not respected as a person, but as a cop, I feel like he can hold his own at least a little bit. It's not as comical as you would think. It's more realistic.
Yeah, I agree with that. And as a husband too, I feel like his whole husband role that he did with Teresa and the family, very believable.
Yeah. So good for Marcus is all I have to say.
He wasn't a good Mike though.
He was not a very good Mike. Not a good Mike at all. Man, why do you have all these pictures?
Oh, that.
Yeah. Did I? Yeah. I think I erased. Oh no. I think I erased all my quotes. That's crazy.
I got a few.
Okay, good. So let's move on to our favorite quotes from this movie, favorite lines from this. I have one written down, and I think I deleted the rest of them. Cool.
Okay. What's the one then?
It's the interaction between Mike and Marcus where he says it's $105,000, and this happens to be one of the fastest production cars on the planet. 0 to 60 in 4 seconds, sweetie. It's a limited edition. And Marcus replies with, "You damn right it's limited. No cup holder, no back seat, just a shiny dick with 2 chairs in it. I guess we, the balls, just dragging the fuck along."
I did part of that interaction. I'm not sure exactly where it fell, but I wrote down a line from that when It may have been in the beginning, but Mike says, hey, what's this having a picnic shit in my car? That was a very funny way to phrase that.
I don't know why I didn't care about his car, but like just seeing Martin Lawrence with that big burger in his hand, I was just so like that stressed me out too much.
He's a funny eater too. There was one part where, when they're looking at the lineup photos, him and Julie, he's got like the big sandwich, and he's like taking a massive bite of this like bologna sandwich, and he like holds it out to her like, "You want to bite?"
Oh man, that's one of the scenes that I wrote down as one of my favorite like biggest laughs is when he does the bologna sandwich thing to her and she goes through her whole spiel of like, I don't eat meat, I don't eat flesh. And I was just like, whatever. But anyway, he's like, okay, like he's just like, I guess I'm not gonna eat meat anymore now. And he takes his pickle. He's like, is a pickle meat? Is a pickle okay? And she's like, it's fine. It's filled with sodium. And he's like, all right, well, then he dunks it in his Coke. He's like, yeah, that should take some off, and just eats it.
That was hilarious.
He's just insane. And then, like, okay, I'm not eating meat now in front of this lady. I'm gonna dip my pickle
in my Coke. Ugh.
Maybe he's the inspiration for the pickled Dr. Peppers that people can get from Sonic.
I hope he's credited for that. I hope he's getting royalties.
I hope so. We should probably reach out to his people and see if they're not suing.
We'll alert them.
We'll get Martin Lawrence his due. What else you got?
Oh, let's see. I already said. I mean, Freeze Mother Bitches is maybe one of my favorite, like, slightly off curse word phrases that I've ever heard in my whole life. So yeah, that's on the list. What else we got here? I really liked at the end of the movie when Marcus is driving. You know, they're chasing the bad guy for the final moment. He starts reading off like the Miranda rights when like it's just them in the car, and Mike's like, "Yo, man, what the fuck are you doing?" And Marcus responds, "It's like I'm just getting it out of the way." It's like I'm gonna kill his ass.
I like when they go into that house, like they just break into that one house.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, it's okay. We're your new neighbors. Don't be alarmed. We're black people, essentially. Is what
Yeah.
And then Marcus responds with that, like, there's too much bass in your voice. That scares white folks. You got to sound like them. And he's like, we're wondering if we could borrow some brown sugar.
And his white person voice.
Yeah, that's his white person voice. It's great.
It's very funny.
We're wondering if we could buy her some brown sugar. I'll go ahead. Anything? What else you got?
I've just got two others that I wrote down. When Marcus and Teresa are talking / fighting at some point, and Mike's like kind of lingering and like being around when he shouldn't be, and go downstairs and have a Coke and a smile.
That was one of the ones I had written down and deleted. So man, have a Coke and a smile is great. Yeah. What else? What's your
other one I had was, and this whole thing was very funny when like Marcus showed up in Mike's apartment for the first time with Julie and was like pretending like it was his, but like didn't know where the light switch was or anything. But like very comic, like oversaid, really overstated. He was like, "Damn, why am I tripping on shit I know is there?"
I love
it was
that
almost
one.
like a sketch from like a comedy show or something. It's very funny.
I also I forgot, I was going through some of these. I wrote, well, hold on. Oh, after he gets shot at the very end of the movie, Mike he's like, I don't know why you're going home to your wife. You got shot in the leg. Your dick probably don't work.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's good. I just love their banter back and forth, which leads into some of the biggest laughs, cries, scares, or thrills of the movie. What do you have written down for those?
I think we've talked about pretty much everything. I did like, there was like a moment that we didn't talk about when I think it had to be after Julie was snatched. Um, Marcus ends up in the street in front of their like getaway car, and like I'm not sure how he ended up on the ground. Like if he got did he get hit? I think he may have got hit by the car. Ends up on the ground, and they're about to like run him over, and then like Mike comes through at the last second and like dives and swoops him out of the street. It was like shot in like a very like slow mo, like intentional way, and I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
That's I guess my thrill. The only other thing, like laughing wise, that I don't think we've mentioned at all was towards the very beginning of the movie when they find that first dead body and are like investigating, and Marcus is just trying to like not vomit the whole time. I thought
He's narcotics. That's why he's not in homicide.
Yeah, he's not an homicide. He's like starting to
I don't.
sweat.
We were talking about the mother bitches scene, but at the end, like I love them fighting with each other, only to pull the guns on the guy, and he's like, "Now back up, put the gun down, and give me the pack of tropical fruit bubblicious." And Marcus is like, "And some Skittles."
And some Skittles. I love that. I think that might be in all the movies too. Like they're like fake fighting with each other to distract, and then all of a sudden they're like,
yeah,
turn the tables.
These also, I guess, could be lines, just in the lines, but I laughed at these too. Is like, yeah, I'll scratch the bad guy, Julie. This is at the end of the movie. She's handcuffed to the steering wheel. The bad guy says, "Yeah, I'll scratch anything you want to, you blue-eyed bitch." And Julie responds with, "Did you go to college?" I was like, that's the funniest line she has in the whole movie. Is Did you go to college?
Did you go to college? Like
You blue-eyed bitch. That's how he says it. And then at the very beginning of this movie, we had our Kim Coates guy. When they'd say they're doing their fake fighting thing or whatever, but he says that they're cops, and that Kim Coates' carjacker says, "Oh yeah, well I'm a stand-up comedian and I suck. That's why I need your car. I suck." That's the way he says it. It's great. That's it. That's all I had. And then Max dying, I guess, is sad, but not like
we talked about that. I definitely didn't cry, but it was very sad and too soon, you know.
All right, we've went over some of our ridiculous moments. I've got a couple more, but what else is there that's like what the heck?
Yeah, the dive into the pool was my big one. There was just like I feel like the way a lot was shot in slow mo tried to make you feel like there was like more time in these like split second moments than there really would be, where people could like, make a move or like escape somehow just because it's shot in slow mo. It's like, oh, slow it down, and we've got so much time to pull our gun and get back in the elevator before they start shooting and things like. There were several times where I was just like, okay.
Yeah, it did feel like this is Michael Bay's like all the Michael Bay things are in this movie, but like this is the one where he's like trying to figure it out, and so you get slow mo and you get the big explosions, and you like all these these things that are such a Michael Bay thing, but they're like not as good in this movie.
Yeah.
Like the thing I hate is the slow-mo like getting up from something and it like the camera like going around them. It's like the Avengers, like whenever they're the Avengers.
Except in the second one, I think with the helicopter going over while that's happening is really cool. But
I'll need to rewatch. I'll need to do a whole rewatch.
Just rewatch it, man.
Just rewatch it. Never. Okay. My thing is, we just talked about it with them going into that dead guy's house, just touching everything.
Yeah, no gloves. They're not. No gloves. I mean, they're not homicide.
They're not homicide. No big deal.
They don't know what to do.
You've got internal affairs crawling up your butt, and you're just like, let me just break into this guy's house, and there's a dead guy, and all this stuff. Just touches everything, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of internal affairs, I'm going to jump into segue into this. This movie, Like, seriously, Mark Helgenberger in this movie, CSI fame, just like walks in and says, I'm internal affairs and you guys have 4 days. You're in trouble, mister. And then like walks out. Next scene, walks in. You've got no time. I'm taking this from you. Walks out. Next scene. Like every scene of hers was just walking into an office and telling them, you guys are done. Like
Yeah.
it's useless
Unnecessary.
and useless. Just so bad. And it falls into this is the problem with this movie as a whole is like it is formulaic, but it's not even good formula. You have the like, you guys got 24 hours to make this right, or else it's over for us thing. Like you've got the angry chief, and you've got the
Right.
internal affairs, and you've got them splitting up, kind of like fighting with each other. Like it's all in here.
Yeah.
Every cop movie you've ever seen is in here. And it almost feels like parody at times because you've seen it so much. It's like watching a music biopic now after you've seen Walk Hard and you're like, oh my God, are they serious with this? Like watching Bohemian Rhapsody and being like, oh my God, are you guys serious? Like this is what you're going to do with this? Yeah. That's how they came up with the song is they heard it in the conversation. They're like, oh, that's it. Sorry, that was my soapbox. What else you got? Anything else?
No, I agree. No, I think those were. I just put like escapability. There's just so many times where like, yeah, it's just slowing down the camera does. I guess it does to an extent make the viewer feel like there's more time there to do what's happening, but reality, like, there's no way.
Yeah. The only other thing is ether would not explode like that, by the way.
Oh, does it not? I don't know anything about ether. I'm not an ether guy.
One, it would be a blue flame. I did learn this in my research. It would be a blue flame rather than a big orange flame. And also, as the Mythbusters told me, just by bullets scraping off of metal would not, ignite flames to blow up. So they would actually have to like put a flame next to it so it would catch up.
Unless it's like a Civil War musket or something, right?
Maybe. Who knows? I don't know.
They definitely didn't have the budget for Blue Flame, though.
No, they didn't. They didn't think about that. All right, best music moment or score. We'll recognize the Mark Mancina score of this, which I think stands out more than the soundtrack. Honest, like I don't remember any of the soundtrack other than them singing "Bad."
Yeah, it was weird. I tried to like go back after the fact. I mean, I feel like the score itself was fine. Nothing like really stand out in my opinion that I saw. And then I went back and like looked at the soundtrack, and I don't know that, but like one of those songs from the soundtrack are like in the movie. Right?
I that's what I felt like. I was kind of thinking that there would be a lot more stuff in there, and there's just not.
So I didn't though. I just put down, the iconic like Bad Boys.
Yeah.
But nothing really jumped out at me other than that.
Yeah, I agree. It just wasn't as memorable as the score of like it just felt like Con Air and The Rock, and it felt like the same thing. And I think he does do the soundtrack or the score for Con Air, so it makes sense to me. All right, time for F, Marry, Kill.
Ooh.
Where the F stands for fun. All right, we're going back to our traditional.
Okay.
Teresa, Max, or Julie, and Julie, I would say.
Mary Max immediately. She's the one out of all of them.
Of all of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
No contest.
I thought for sure you'd flip them. That's what I would do.
Teresa, I think, would be my F.
Oh yeah, because she doesn't.
And
you don't want to be married to her. You're not getting any.
And then Julie, sorry, she gone.
No, she gone. Kill her.
Yeah,
get rid of her. She wasn't very good.
Yeah, Max was gorgeous. She was in shape.
Entrepreneur.
She would beat the shit out of me. Um, just
She's got her OF on the side.
yeah,
She's just
she's
doing.
doing her thing. I mean, sugar mama maybe. I don't know if she would take me, but yeah.
That's a good point about Teresa, though. I like your take.
I mean, I like Teresa's
I like
character,
Teresa
but
too.
I don't know if I would want to be married to her.
We're not the Cosbys.
We're not the cops. We didn't even mention that whole like Marcus thinking that Mike was
Oh my God!
banging his wife,
when he's on the phone and she's like, "Put it back in, Mike.
like the perfect line.
Give me that. Put it back in, Mike." Oh my
Yeah,
God, that whole thing. And she doesn't even like go outside like after. She's just like, did you get him? And like doesn't even know that it's
okay down there.
yeah. It almost would have made more sense if she would have found out there instead of seeing him on the news. Like it would have
Yeah.
been funnier, I think, for her to find out that way. I don't know though.
But sometimes you learn that not everybody goes to Cleveland when they say they do.
You got reassigned to Cleveland as a part of the Miami Police Department?
Can I
People
ask you a
believe
question?
anything. Yeah.
Do you work for the feds? Like, were you in Cleveland on reassignment?
Yeah, that's what I was doing while I was in
I
Cleveland.
knew it.
I'm a Fed. I'm a Federale,
Knew
which
it.
is from another Martin Lawrence movie called Blue Streak.
Spoilers.
Oh, wait, my bad. I'm a
Okay.
Federale. It's a great movie. I remember watching that. I think I saw Blue Streak before I ever saw Bad Boys. Just note.
Okay.
Yeah. All
I
right.
do like Blue Streak.
Best performance. I think we did our F, Marry, Kill.
Yeah. Wait, were you aligned with me on
At
that,
first, I
or
wasn't.
were
I
you-
had Teresa as my Mary, and then Max as my F. But now that I've talked to you,
I won you
according to
over.
Martin
Okay,
Lawrence,
cool.
Teresa doesn't give it up enough to be married to. So yeah, Max seems like the winner there, and Julie
Okay.
definitely gone. Ugh,
Yeah.
can't even stand
Okay.
it.
I put Martin Lawrence as my favorite actor, which we are kind of already touched on as the best of the two. But
I do think he gets to shine a little bit more than Will Smith does in this movie.
yeah, and I think maybe that like starts to flip a little bit as the franchise goes on. He's still, I mean, he's very funny in all of them, but I think Will Smith kind of takes on a little bit more.
And I think it's probably because of Will Smith being, who he becomes after. Massive.
Blows up.
Yeah.
Yes.
After this, I mean, what's he not in? Like, I think his next one is probably Independence Day, and then
huge.
I mean, which is just insane. I don't even know if he was supposed to be. He messed up real bad by not taking the Matrix, but didn't mess up that bad because he still has the career that he has. Like, I mean, we can all talk about Will Smith falling off a little bit, but like that man ruled.
Wild Wild West? Is that what you're talking about, or what?
Well, no, I'm just saying. I can't even see your face right now. I'm actually talking about Big Willie style. After that, it was over for him.
Gotcha.
No, but like you got Independence Day, Men in Black. He has some duds in there. Does a little bit. He has Ali, where he plays Muhammad Ali, probably the best acting he's ever done in his entire life. Men in Black 2, Bad Boys 2. iRobot was it. Shark Tale, Hitch, Pursuit of Happiness, I Am Legend. And then he kind of goes down a hill a little bit. Hancock, which I liked Hancock. I thought it wasn't bad. But he's got some other ones in there that aren't as good. Men in Black 3 goes back to that. And then that's kind of the last like big Aladdin, I guess, would be his next big thing.
Yeah, you're missing kind of one at the tail end there, aren't you?
King Richard?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that gets him his Oscar, but I ain't going back. I ain't going back. And yeah, I mean, he smacked the shit out of Chris Rock, and then can't go back to the Oscars for 10 years. But,
yeah. I'm just saying, like, aside from Incident, he was pretty good in that.
he was good in that. But honestly, like, give it to him for Pursuit of Happiness. Give it to him for Ali.
Yeah, I will agree with you there.
Give it to him for Men in Black.
Probably not agree with you there.
He's great in Men in Black. I love.
Yeah, but I'd give it to Tommy over him.
Oh yeah, I forget about Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones is hilarious in Men in Black.
He's great.
He's man. I'm doing a rewatch of Men in Black instead.
Let's just turn this podcast into nothing but Tommy Lee Jones.
It's just TLJ for life.
52/TLJ.
I love that. If he has made 52 movies, I'm doing it.
That'd be amazing.
Man, Spencer hates Tommy Lee Jones, and I don't get it.
Well, some people are wrong, and that's okay.
It is okay. You're right. It is okay. He is definitely wrong, though. He's been in 87 movies. We could definitely do a 52/TLJ. We're going to get some Tommy Lee later this year. Hope you're ready.
Oh.
It's a good one, too.
No one's ready.
It's a good. Are you on that one? I got to look back and see who's on that one.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I hope, but
that's a good one. That's a good one. If you don't know what we're talking about, well, you could probably know if you did a lot of things, and I'll go over those at the end. Stay tuned. All right. My best performance was also Martin Lawrence, as we talked about. 1995, 2025 recast. We'll kind of breeze through these. I know you said you didn't do.
I've got nobody on 95, so.
This movie was actually written for, like, originally written, I think was written for two white guys. And I can't remember who they were at the time, but also they saw Eddie Murphy and Wesley Snipes as these two now in 95.
Yeah, that would kind of be even like a similar like dynamic, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like Eddie Murphy being like the real funny one, Wesley Snipes like still kind of funny, but like kind of the hot, more like
hot guy.
Yeah. Okay, I like it.
Yeah. Again, if you would have hired those guys, though, this movie cost twice as much probably because Eddie Murphy. Seriously. Marissa Tomei was also up for the lead. I think she passed on the Téa Leoni role.
Okay.
Could have been good.
Yeah, probably would have been better. No offense. Maybe some offense.
What about 2025?
I didn't really have anything here either, but my only comment is just give me a buddy cop movie that somehow works with Keke Palmer and Issa Rae.
What? That is so crazy that you did that, because I did Zazie Beetz and Ayo Edebiri or whatever her name is.
Me and you.
We're thinking. I love it.
We're screenwriters, basically.
We basically are. And then I did like two men too. I did like A$AP Rocky, who's actually starting to be an actor. He could be that Will Smith role. He's an extremely good looking man. And he's a rapper, just like Will Smith. And then I was like, I couldn't think of anybody for the Martin Lawrence. I don't like I said, Kevin Hart is the Martin Lawrence, I feel like, of today. But he's almost too old.
Who's even like our funniest people?
I don't even know. But I wanted somebody believable. My struggle was like trying to find somebody believable to put in that role as Martin Lawrence. And the only person I could think of was Coach from New Girl.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, he could be pretty silly. Damon Wayans Jr.
Yeah.
He could be a family man.
Or you know what we could do? We could just throw our two SNL guys. Dang.
Kenan Thompson?
No. I was trying to say the names before that. Colin and
Shay?
Michael? No. What?
Yeah, Michael Shay? Yeah.
Yeah. What if they were like buddy cops?
That would be pretty funny.
That'd be
I like
crazy.
that. Did you ever see? Speaking of buddy cops, did you ever see the Let's Be Cops movie with Damon Wayans and Nick from New Girl?
No.
Yeah,
What?
I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was funny. It has terrible reviews. But basically, like they just get cop costumes and they decide to dress up as cops because they get more respect that way. And that's like the whole premise of the movie. It's pretty great. I love Damon. I wish Damon Wayans Jr. was in some, and I love Nick Miller. I love that guy. He's incredible.
Yeah.
All right, fun facts time. Yeah, that's it. That's all I had. Did you have anything else for recasting?
No, that was my only
I
thought.
like yours. Man, we were on the same wavelength there. Man, Kiki.
I love her.
She's so fun. She gives me Martin Lawrence energy.
That's what. So maybe I want to steal your Ayo for instead of Issa. So I'm saying Kiki and Ayo.
And Ayo? Okay, that'd be good. Funny. They'd be funny together.
Yeah,
they'd be really funny. I like that. I like it.
Her.
Okay. All right. Time for some fun facts. I went through some of these already. I don't have a ton here. This is the directorial debut for Michael Bay. We already talked about that.
Mm-hmm. Kudos.
The studio originally wanted Arsenio Hall to be. Did you have that one written down?
That's my only one I have written down
about
Arsenio Hall. Now say it.
No, Arsenio Hall decided he didn't. Michael Bay. No, sorry. Michael Bay decided to replace Hall with Will Smith after noticing the potential for Smith's star power. And I guess Arsenio Hall said no, and so Bay replaced him with Will Smith. And Arsenio Hall said that's the worst mistake he's ever made in his life.
I was like, man, when I saw that, I was like, if that's true, that's crazy.
That is very unfortunate. Let's see. Like I said, a lot of this was improvised. Like the whole Two Bitches in the Sea was improvised. Whenever Teo Leone calls Martin Lawrence gay, like he didn't know if he was gay or not. That's another thing. Oh, let's go back real quick.
All right.
All of the pictures that Will Smith has in his apartment are of himself. So
it's normal.
It's normal. So either he is a narcissist, which is likely, or they just couldn't think. They're like, yeah, why wouldn't you have pictures of yourself in your own house? It doesn't make any sense. It's like putting yourself as your background screen on your phone. Like, you ain't doing
that.
No, I put you. You're my background screen.
Okay, so just give me a ballpark here. How many pictures of yourself do you have in your house? Out like
just me?
Yeah.
0.
0
of myself?
Am I getting outed as a narcissist on VOD?
You have a picture of just yourself.
Yeah.
No family.
Many.
No, you don't. You're lying to me now.
Some
you don't
shirtless, some not. Like I don't understand what the big deal is.
You're like the one person that can mess with me, and I believe it.
It's my gift.
You do have a gift for the lie. You get me every time, man. You do.
Sorry.
Interesting enough about toplessness, Michael Bay wanted Will Smith to be topless in that foot chase. Where he almost chases down a car.
Where he's like basically topless and his shirt's like hanging off his body. Yeah.
But Will Smith said, no. We're not going full topless. You're only going to see me in a dress shirt, unbuttoned.
What's his deal? We just want to see him.
Just show the nips, bro. Free the nip. This is Michael Bay's only film under 2 hours.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, not me either. Also, he screened this movie for his mother, the opening scene anyway, and she was concerned about how much profanity the duo made. So he made his mom happy and omitted a lot of the expletives in that first scene.
Oh, just in the first scene. I thought you were saying he went through and omitted a lot of the expletives in the whole movie.
In the whole movie?
Whoa! This would have been crazy.
No way. No way. Not at all. All right. Like a Fine Wine and Dish, if you compare this with another movie for a double feature, what would you choose?
as much as I want to say Replicator, I haven't seen it, so I'm not going to go there. No,
Not-
you mentioned one earlier, Blue Streak, came to mind immediately.
I
love
love Blue Streak.
And
It's
Martin
so
Lawrence is even funnier in that movie. He is so funny. I also put down a couple of other like buddy type movies that seemed similar. So Pineapple Express came to mind.
okay. I
Kind of
like
like the
that.
whole like seeing the murder, gotta
Oh yeah.
protect uh protect yourself from the bad guys, but also like a buddy. It's a buddy movie. And then I put down Rush Hour as well as like
Okay. We've
a
we've
very.
only done we've only crossed paths on one so far.
What was the cross? Oh, Blue
Rush
Streak.
Hour. Rush Hour.
Oh, Rush Hour. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's hear yours.
Anything else?
That's all
Nope.
I got.
Okay. I said Beverly Hills Cop just because the whole Eddie Murphy of it all. Also, I love the two cops that kind of work alongside Eddie Murphy in that are always like trying to rein him in. They're very funny, and they kind of reminded me of the other two cops in this. Yeah. So I like Beverly Hills Cop because Eddie Murphy is just that movie is so funny. If you have not watched Beverly Hills Cop in a while, it's so good. Did you watch the newest one?
I might be losing you.
It's okay. We all struggle. This has been a struggle pod. I've lost my internet. Joseph's lost his phone because it's gotten too hot. It's just one of those things. And we keep going. We persist. We shall persist. So I said Beverly Hills Cop. I said, I already said Rush Hour. Hot Fuzz, which I'm disappointed that Joseph's not here to hear me say Hot Fuzz. That's where the whole line, you ain't seen Bad Boys 2, comes from. And then because I thought this movie kind of paired almost exactly like Bad Boys, 21 Jump Street. It's got all the action tropes in there, everything that you might not know, or it has everything that you would expect from a movie like this. So that's why I picked 21 Jump Street. We'll fill him in when he comes back, but he'll probably laugh at one of those. On a scale of 1 to 5, how likely am I to rewatch this movie? I would rewatch this movie. I think it's a 4. I think this is a 4 rewatch. I'm already talking about going back and rewatching the other 3 Bad Boys. So yeah, I would rewatch this movie. And then finally, on my rating of 1 to 5 stars, overall rating, I would give this 3 stars. I don't think it's as bad as like everybody. You got to know what you're getting into with this movie. Plot hole, it's crazy with plot holes. If you just want to see an action movie with Martin Lawrence being super, super funny, though, this is a good one for that. So that is my rating. And if Joseph does come back, we'll get all that information for him. But in between now and then, I'm going to tell you all that's pretty much the end of the podcast. We'll get some movie recs from Joseph when he gets back in here, if he gets back in here. But if you're looking for movie recommendations, or if you're looking for what we're going to be talking about next, or if you just want to hang out with some people, you should join our Discord server. And you can do that by following the links either on, wherever you're watching this, YouTube, Twitch, Spotify. There should be a link tree. Instagram, there should be a link tree there. Follow us on all those platforms there. It really helps us out. These only get better with more participation, audience participation. We love when people in the chat contribute. So do, check that out whenever you're given an opportunity. Follow us. You can stay in there. You don't have to stay in there. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to. If you just want to be a fly on the wall, we'd love for you to join us and just be a part of the community. So be a slasher with us. Also, we'll be continuing our theme of explosives and expletives. So next Sunday, or this coming Sunday, we're going to be talking about, another action movie. And this time it is Crimson Tide. And Joseph will probably be joining me for that one as well. I've never actually seen Crimson Tide, so I'm looking forward to that and for a first-time watch. If you caught us last Wednesday, you would have seen us do our extra credit. Our extra credit theme for this month is new. It is Indie Darlings, where all 4 of our films that we're watching this month for extra credit are just indie movies that caught a lot of love in the year of 1995. So do check those out. Again, you get on the letterbox, you get on the Discord server, you get to find out more about these. And those movies, if you are wanting to follow along or watch some of those or haven't seen them before, are Party Girl, the movie Safe, Brothers McMullen, and Kicking and Screaming. And let me tell you, the Kicking and Screaming is not the Will Ferrell Kicking and Screaming soccer movie that you might have thought it was. So it is a different movie by Noah Baumbach. So do check that out. We lost him again. That's so unfortunate. There we go. Let's see if he's coming back here. But if you want to, work, or if you want to watch those movies and participate in that, join us June 25th at 6 p.m. That's a Wednesday. That's when I typically do those movies. So welcome back.
Maybe
it might.
Here,
real quick, you're alive. Thank you for doing this with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I'm sorry that
No, you're doing okay. Real quick before I lose you again, out of scale 1 to 5, how likely are you to rewatch this?
I put a 3.
Okay.
I mean, if they crank out another movie here in the next 4 years, which they might, I might watch it again. I might go back through them all. We'll see.
I like that. I gave it a 4.
What about you?
I gave it a 4. Yeah, for the kind of the same reason. I was like, yeah, this is pretty rewatchable. I don't hate it. I love Martin Lawrence. He's hilarious. So
yeah,
I'd watch it. All right. Out of 5 stars overall, though, what did you give it?
A 3 as well.
I gave it a solid 3.
Yeah, it's right up the middle of the road. If the writing was a little bit better, to Roger's point, I think it would be maybe top tier for like an action movie. But just
I think Bad Boys 2 improves it.
Oh yeah, substantially. Yeah,
I'm excited to go back now and watch Replicator. Well, again, Joseph, thank you for doing this with me. Do you have any recent movie recommendations? I mean, you're a moviegoer, so what have you seen that you're like, you got to see this?
Okay, I have seen quite a bit recently of like newer movies. Not a lot has been like big hits in my mind. If you like the Final Destination franchise, the new one is worth your time. If you like the Mission Impossible franchise, same story, worth your time, especially since this is kind of like the closure movie.
What's
they
your
did some
favorite?
cool things to. Oh god.
What's your favorite Mission Impossible?
Number 2.
Number 2.
Unpopular opinion. Number 2. What?
I hate you.
You don't like 2?
I don't like 2. 2's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, it's great. It's crazy.
I think it's 4 or 5 that I'm like, yeah, that's it. It's the one where he has to like do the dive, not the Burj Khalifa one. I think it's the one before that. It might have been the first one, like Jeremy Renner might be in it. Like Ghost Protocol.
God, I think that is Ghost Protocol.
I think it's Ghost Protocol. I think I like that one the best. But my girl's in the new one.
Haley?
Or
Calm. Or
not Palm.
Palm. Well, I just called
not Palm.
I just combined her name.
Haley. Haley Atwell. Love her.
I love Haley Atwell, but I do love Palm.
Palm's great. Awesome. She is great. She's great. I mean, she's
awesome in the movie too. Yeah.
Is she better in the second one than in the first one?
I thought she was fantastic in this last one.
Okay. That's good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Hey, man, whatever Tom Cruise wants to do, I'll watch it. Why not?
Yeah, he can do it. Only other thing I will recommend, actually, I'll say 2. Friendship. Especially if you're a big Tim Robinson person, it's a full movie with a lot of his humor in it, but there's also like feelings of it being an actual movie too. It's just not like just a whole skit, like an elongated skit. It's an actual movie, and I thought everybody in it was very good, and it's very funny, very cringy in a lot of ways, which you hope for.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend that. Another movie I saw recently that I think is fairly new, maybe earlier this year or last year. It's called Last Breath. It's based on a true story of like some deep sea. Well, maybe not deep sea. They're called saturation divers. They go down and like fix pipes on the bottom of the ocean and shit like that. It's about this guy that gets stuck down there basically, and I won't. No spoilers, but the factual part of that story that they like portray is one of the craziest things that I've ever heard is real. So for that, the movie was fine, but for like when it's all said and done, you're like, there's no way. And you look it up, and apparently, like it's how it went down. So, anyways,
That's nuts.
If
I've
like,
seen that. It's got
based on
Simu and Woody Harrelson in it, right?
Simu, Woody, yeah, and so the main guy that I've never seen in anything else. I don't think so. But yeah,
Finn Cole, yeah, he's in Peaky Blinders apparently.
Oh dang, that might have been
So
late Peaky though. I'm
yeah.
Anyway, what about you? What you seen?
I haven't really seen too much. Been traveling a little bit. I saw, all my big stuff came out last Wednesday whenever I did the extra credit one. I was talking about like Sinners and all that stuff. But I did watch Mickey 17 yesterday.
Oh yeah,
Bong Joon-ho's movie that came out this year. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. I don't think it's as good as Parasite in my mind, or maybe even another, a couple other Bong Joon-ho movies, but I really enjoyed it. And it's original and like
quirky. Yeah.
It's quirky and like, give me that. That's all I want is original movies. And yeah, I know that like, basically there are no original stories anymore. Like everything's been beat to death and all this other stuff. But I liked it. I had fun with it. It was good.
Yeah,
I love Robert Pattinson's great.
He's hot right now too, man. He's on a streak
so
in my
good.
mind. So
he's so good. So that's my only recommendation. It's on HBO Max right now. So check that out. And I'm in the middle. I started to rewatch Pee-wee's Big Adventure last night because I love Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Because there's a Pee Wee Herman documentary, a Paul Rubens documentary that's on HBO Max that is like 4 hours long. So I was like, I'm gonna watch Pee-wee's Big Adventure first. So
and then watch that documentary in 4 installments.
yeah, that's exactly how I'll do it too. Well, that's it. That's it for everything. I think I went through a lot of what's going on. We did start a new month in 52/1995 music. We're going to do that this Saturday. I don't know what time we're going to be doing that. So definitely look on our Instagram. That's usually where I post start times for that. We've got some, work stuff and travel stuff. But this week's album, it's a new month. So it's debuts. And we're doing Cheshire Cat by Blink-182. It's their first studio album. So that'll be a good one. But other than that, thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you next time here on 52/1995. Hit that outro.
What a year, what a time. Big screens, dreams, a movie rewind. From talking toys to heists gone wrong, we're watching it live and singing along. 52/1995. Grab some snacks, we're going live. Action, drama, comedy gold. We're reliving the stories told.
One movie a week.
All year long. Let's roll the tape.